What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel from Complex Simplicity, and I wanted to play this little cool game called Would You Rather? So I'm going to read the questions. When you see me looking to the left, it means that I'm reading the questions from my trusty paper. Okay, so would you rather be extremely underweight or extremely overweight? That's a hard one. But I think I would say I'd rather be extremely overweight because there are certain surgical procedures that could be done to assist me in losing the weight. I could work with a nutritionist, a dietitian, exercise. I think that I'd rather be overweight. Both are very unhealthy, but I know when you're extremely underweight, there's that high chance that you're battling with anorexia or bulimia, which are very, very serious diseases. So for me, I'd say extremely overweight. Does that surprise you? Question number 2. Would you rather continue with your life or restart it? I think that's a really good question. I actually would rather continue with my life. As I always say, for the most part, I'm very content and happy and satisfied. I feel fulfilled in my life in all areas except for my career. That's the only area where I'm like, ugh, But even I have to say, with my career, if I wasn't in the particular field that I'm in, there probably is a whole slew of things I would have never learned about myself, about others, human behavior, working with people, having amazing interpersonal skills, which seems to be very difficult these days to see people that have great interpersonal skills. I'm satisfied with who I married. I'm satisfied with my family life, the few friends that I do have in my life. I'm satisfied with my home. I love my home. I always say my home is my sanctuary. I love my home, and not just the physical attributes of it, but just the feeling, the warmth, the comfort, the safe haven. And so I'm cool with my life. I wouldn't want to restart it. I'd like to continue it as it is and and build from there. Okay, question number 3. Would you rather be able to talk your way out of any situation or punch your way out of any situation? Well, that's easy. I'm that girl. I'm not about violence. So I'd rather be able to talk my way out of any situation, use my intelligence and my verbal skills to be able to get out of whatever I need to get out of. I don't think me punching or beating somebody down is the answer. Okay. And the last question, would you rather be invisible or fast? I'd rather be invisible because I feel that it would be so interesting to see how people really live when nobody is watching. You learn a lot about people when you see how they conduct their lives when no one is there to observe it or see it. Like, I think we will all be extremely surprised at what each of us do when we're home alone and nobody is around. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are they talking about people? What are they saying? That's who they're dealing with. Like, really be extra nosy, right? That's how they live. They don't live in a clean house. They got all the mice and roaches. You'd be surprised. That's one thing I learned in my line of work. A lot of times the people, or let me not say a lot of times, but there are times where the people who are so well put together, so well dressed, every inch of their hair is in the right place, you're like, wow, this person is put together, like their life is in order, right? They got this thing. And then you go to their home and it's disheveled, it has a bad odor, you see roaches all over the place, and you're like, what? I would have never pegged this person to be living like this. So we really can't judge a book by its cover all the time, And then you can see someone who their appearance always seems to be disheveled, or they don't always seem like they're groomed well. But then you go to their home and it's organized and neat. So you just never know. You just never know. I used to always tell my male friends and my male family members, do your homework on these girls and women that y'all be dealing with, because you mess around and wife this girl very fast, or, you know, and don't even realize that she don't have it all up here. She's a little 730. Or, you know, you realize like, this is how she living? Why is the house looking like this? I want somebody to know how to keep house. You know what I'm saying? You know, and just even other more important attributes. It's always important to do your homework on people. I was reminded of that a few years ago. I met a young lady who I was like, wow, she seems so dope. We seem like we'd be able to have a great friendship. Like, this is great. And this was at a time when I was going through it with some of my friends, you know? And it was like, wow, this is refreshing. This person seems like, you know, embarking on like a friendship with them would be the thing to do. And then I learned really quickly, no, you know, the person wasn't who they portrayed themselves to be, and actually probably tried to do more harm to my life than good. And so that was just a reminder for me, Chanel, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You can't go off of first impressions all the time. You know, I've even had the opposite where I met someone and the energy seemed real suspect, and I'm like, I don't know if I want a business with this person. And then after having a couple of more random encounters with them, you realize they're cool as ever, you know? And so I think we just all have to take our time to like get to know who people are. Because in the beginning, everybody's presenting themselves, not everybody, but there are a lot of us that present ourselves to be a certain way. You know, we want you to think that we're a certain way, and that's not the case. And then there are those of us who live in our truth, and like me, you either love me or leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am who I am, and I'm not going to change that for anybody, you know? So, I definitely would I'd rather be invisible than to be fast. I think that was pretty cool, you know? Ways for you to get to know me a little bit more and how I think, as well as, just fun, cool, light stuff. You know, I like to balance the website with fun things, heavy, controversial topics, in between things, encouragement. You know, I try to have a different variety, or enough of a variety for everyone. Thank you for those who have hit me up about, you know, your thoughts on the website. You know, some people emailed me, some spoke to me personally, some text me, so I appreciate it, you know, and I like that we can be interactive with one another, you know, and I like the constructive criticism and encourage. I didn't actually get constructive criticism. I can honestly say I got a lot of encouragement, and I thank you guys so much. You have no idea how, like I said, I just every day go on a limb and put myself out there and try to talk about the things nobody wants to talk about, and, you know, help people, encourage and empower. And so when you actually get feedback to me, that's so dope. It's so amazing. And I can't really fully express in words how appreciative I am. Let's continue to have the conversation. Let's, you know, continue to interact with one another, and definitely continue to head to the website, complexsimplicity.weebly.com. Good night.